This season of The Bachelor, we're going to see you on. Tell me a little bit about talking to Matt. What was his mindset like? Were he's never been on the show before. Like, what were you going in? Like, what did you know you wanted to say to him? Did you learn anything? What can you tell me?
Yeah, so when I'd been able to speak to Matt about a week before filming started, and I'd say one thing he did incredibly well was he reached out to a bunch of people that had been on the show and kind of got their advice or just like what was their experience like. So I've been able to speak with him, and I knew like his heart was in a great place. I knew he's a really good dude who cared deeply about the process, knowing that, women were going to come in and give up their time and sometimes their jobs for this. So I get to speak to most bachelors before they go on. And with Matt, it really stood out to me just how incredible he was as a human. I think my concern is that he's never been on the show, and it's intimidating. I mean, if you've even been on the show before and you walk into it, it's intimidating. Like the lights, the people, the attention, the pulling around, the long days, the long hours, the multiple conversations. Like, we watch it and we enjoy it. It's really hard to do it. So I was just worried he was going to get robotic, because that happens. It happens when you get tired. You just start saying the right thing at the right time because it's the best thing to do. Also, when I wanted to sit down with him, and you'll see tonight, the conversation lasted a lot longer than they'll show. Mm-hmm. That just happens. I don't think people want to see us for an hour and a half just chatting. But I really would just want to like reinforce into him that he is fully capable of this moment. He has a huge, and he spoke about it, like he has a huge weight that he's going to carry on this show. He's the first Black Bachelor, and he's going to do an incredible job post-show with everything he does. But it is a weight that he's carrying, and he also hasn't done it before. He's not prepared for this. But he was chosen because he is going to be incredible. And I just want to reinforce it in him that he is incredible, that he was chosen because of who he is. And the person that he is a great dude. Because I don't know what advice I would give him. He's going to do this thing differently than me. He's a different dude than I am. But I really wanted to, I wish somebody would have done this to me during my process, is lift me up and say, you are fully able to be in this moment and be who you are in this moment, and rise above any criticism, and also own any compliments, and just stay who you are.
The women are also obviously different every year, and there's been kind of a mention online, or this maybe a cattier group than other times. So from a lead perspective, how do you manage the drama and what you're hearing, and also being able to decide for yourself who you want to keep around? How does that work?
Yeah. Well, I would say most of the times on the show, when you have a very catty group of women, that the Bachelor is probably a pretty good dude. Same with the Bachelorette and the guys. Because they're not going to bring the drama to the show. And I always appreciate that, right? You don't want to lead that fires, starts the flame and makes it higher. To manage that, the mark of a good lead on this show is not if we like them or not. We're going to like most of them. Because they're wearing suits and beautiful dresses and they're going on lavish dates. We're going to like them. It's how they react to controversy and how they react to the drama. What is their reaction like? And so that was one of my advices to Matt, was just make sure you think through your reaction. And I would say the best way to do that would be to not dive into it. He knows who's rising above the drama. He knows what he wants in a partner. Does he want a partner that brings a little drama to the table? Does he want a partner that kind of sparks the flame a little bit? Maybe he does. But if he doesn't, then he's going to choose somebody that doesn't enjoy that either, and stay committed to those people. Invest into those people, and as quick as you can, start to pull aside the drama-filled group, because they're not helping your experience. They're not helping you find your partner.
Did any of the women stand out to you when you were hosting that date? Was the queen there? How did anything stand out to you?
The queen was there. It wasn't a very interactive date for me. I didn't get to know them. You'll see that, I kind of stood and hosted this race off to the side, and they did their thing. And nobody's there to see me anyways. They're there to see Matt, and I'm just an add-on. I think the thing that was and this is all behind, but like, the thing that was most frustrating to me is I'm trying to like manage this obstacle course that they've asked me to host. And when people don't like listen to the rules or they cheat, like it got really frustrating for me because I'm trying to like chase them down and say, no, you got to go back and do this right. You got to like, and I think that stood out to me is like, which of the women were more interested in like helping manage this whole chaotic scenario and not just cheat to get to the end.
Group dates on The Bachelor are always chaotic, so I you know, the obstacle course, now they just want the time with the lead, and sometimes you gotta be aggressive, but sometimes being aggressive makes you look even worse than whatever, so I'm sure it's a balance.
Yeah, so nobody got to like, I mean, Abigail was on that date, she was really sweet. Maggie was on that date and she was amazing. She got stuck in a pumpkin for like a long time. There was a pumpkin part where they had to row across and she just like couldn't get across. And she like handled it so well. Like she was laughing, even though it was probably super frustrating because she was like in the middle of this lake spinning in circles for a long time. And I thought that was like a good, like, that was something that was like, oh, that's admirable. And that's cool. But no, I didn't get to know him too well.